weight. Your weight changes from planet to planet based on gravity. Your mass does not change, so your size does not change. Question 3 has to do with volume, so make sure you know the formula for volume, which is length times width times height of a regular object, and make sure you cube the units. So if it's, for example, centimeters, you'd put centimeters cubed. Question 4 is talking about atoms. Make sure you know what an atom is. Question 5 deals with molecules. Remember that a molecule is two atoms joined together, or two or more atoms joined together. Remember, a molecule is not considered an element. Remember, elements only have one type of atom. Question 6 talks about how atoms that make up a gas can move. Remember that atoms in a gas can change with temperature and pressure, just like in the balloon experiment we did in class. And also too, with regard to temperature, molecules will move faster if the temperature rises, slower if the temperature falls. Question number 7 has to deal with elements. Remember, elements only have one type of molecule. Question 8 has to talk about pure substances. Remember, pure substances only have one type of molecule or one type of atom. Question 9 has to do with melting and solids and liquids. So make sure you kind of know something about the changes of the state of matter, like from example, from a solid to a liquid, such as like wax, and what happens to the molecules. Question 10 deals again with molecules and pressure. Again, in the book there's a little table that talks about different relationships with temperature and pressure, plus it's also on one of your, I believe, 1.4 study guide, the one we did in class for section 1.4. Question 11 deals with a variety of different containers that have different objects. Some of the objects have just regular one atoms. Some of them have molecules. Some of them have multiple molecules. So you're just going through and finding the difference between what is an element, a compound, or compounds. Remember, compound is two or more molecules put together. The next group of questions has to deal with gas. So make sure you understand what gas is and how gas reacts, that the molecules are far apart. Remember, let's take water for example. The gas does not change its state. So for example, molecules in water vapor, molecules in ice they all look the same. They don't change. Okay? They can change state, but they don't change the way they look. Just like if you would go outside and it was really cold outside, you would still look like yourself. Or if you went to a desert, you would still look like yourself, but you'd just be really hot. Again, make sure you know about elements. Okay? Make sure you know the difference between what solids, liquids, and gases look like, again from 1.4 reviewing. Going back to the table that we did in the study guide, make sure you know the masses of different liters of liquids, and make sure you put grams after your answer, and make sure you do your math correctly. The last portion of the test will be about, there will be a question about the properties of a drop of water. Make sure you tell me all about a drop of water, that it's a pure substance. It has one type of molecule. It has two different elements, hydrogen and oxygen, and that it can be in 3 different states, solid, liquid, and gas. So make sure you tell me things like that. And the last portion of the test will be about comparing and contrasting frozen water, liquid water, and water vapor, again using that Venn diagram, making sure you know full well how that Venn diagram works on your study guide. So if you watch this, hopefully you will get an A on the test. Good luck.